once. Let's see. There's the delay. Got it.
Got
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yep. Tonight. I could fuck this icebox. I love it so much. We talk about 1999's The Talented Mr. Ripley and what it meant to own an icebox in 1958. Also, I mean,
some strong attachments.
Right. Also, mental health probably going to come up. This movie's got a little bit to be said for the old crazies. But as we get into it, believe it or not, Ripley says world's largest pumpkin, 1,238 pounds. Yeah. Believe it or not. Joe, tell us why you chose this movie.
It came up at a conversation during my daughter's birthday party, oddly enough. And
that is odd because this movie is incredibly racist.
I mean, among other things. But
the way it portrays Italians is just, I cannot believe it. Anyway, go ahead.
The way it came up was just casual conversation. When I brought up Covered in Film, like, subscribe, never miss an upload. I doubt she liked or subscribed or that she'll watch this episode, but she brought it up and I was like, man, you know what? That is a really good movie. I thought it was, it wasn't something I had thought of before, but when I thought about the storyline, I was like, that I enjoyed that when I watched it. It was an interesting flick and I wanted to bring it to Covered in Film.
All right.
See what you guys thought.
What would you rate it, or what kind of grade would you give to it?
The first time I watched it, I didn't see it in the theaters, but I did see it probably within a year of it coming out. When it first came out, it created a little bit of a groundswell, so it was on the radar. So I saw it, really enjoyed it. Realized as I watched it this time that I must have been drunk or high, because it wasn't anything of what I remembered it to be. It wasn't nearly as engaging or dynamic. That being said, all-star cast, great sets. I personally thought it was well executed to be a kind of creepy movie. I give it a B. I've watched this movie more than once. I'll probably watch it again.
All right. Russell, your rebuttal? No, Russell's not going to have any audio.
Hey guys,
Russ. Okay,
there he is.
Hey,
hello. Did you know we hit record?
I have to tell you something after the show.
Great.
What is my rebuttal? Okay, wait. Before I forget, what goes through your head? What are you looking for, Ben, when you're like, I gotta have my one-liner as I introduce the movie? And what part were you like, ooh, I want to fuck the icebox?
That's what Jude Law said, and I was like, that's a good line. Because they had the whole discussion over a car or an icebox, and they end up getting the icebox. And it's like, you would really enjoy the car, but like, imagine Italy in 1958, no AC, and you get to go pull cold food and drinks out. Like, I really got Jude Law in that moment saying,
that was the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Like, you know,
I mean,
it was, how much did it cost to get a refrigerator delivered? And
a portion of $1,000. $1,000 will get you just about anything. That's like 100,000 a day.
Do you even have the electrical capacity to run it? You know, did you even have electricity? I mean,
they had to get somebody to come out to put line in that house. So, you know, these things cross my mind, and I think that's a good line. I could have gone with, I've always thought it'd be better to be a fake somebody than a real nobody.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I actually that line summed up the whole movie.
It does, in fact. So is that fun? Or I could fuck this icebox. I love it so much. I mean, I'm still just explaining the process.
Get that out of the gate, Chuckle, right?
Anyways, my rating, I really do like this movie for some reason. It was really, amateur movie review moment again. I had to ask myself, why do I like this movie? But I do. From start to finish this time watching it too. It's like watching one of those movies where they are trying to come up with a story for a killer, but those movies are always so dark and brutal. The movie The Joker, and this is such a weird, quirky version of that I find much more realistic. Like I've met people who could be talented, Mr. Ripley.
Ooh,
Well, you.
just
Dude, he left
son
you
of a
out.
bitch.
You just jumped right in. I was like, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Oh my God,
I also think it's
what a dick.
some of I almost said Ben Affleck. Matt Damon's best acting.
Matt Damon.
You thinking Matt Damon's best acting?
No, I just think it's up there in like his top 10. I think he does a lot of really good movies. When I was looking back at his portfolio, I thought, damn, he's actually a really good actor. And this guy's never won Best Actor, right?
Mm.
Probably won't. Is there a grade in there?
Anyways,
I think a solid B.
Somewhere?
solid B.
Yeah.
There you go, Ben. You're coming into a wall of B's. I mean, I guess it's
would
better than a
recommend
wall
it.
of D, but
I'm gonna C- all over it when I talk about how I think this movie is there. It was definitely a time, 1999, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Matt Damon. This was a specific time. This director had just come off The English Patient, which was big time news. You know what I mean? Do you remember The English Patient?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, lots of hype on
But-
that one.
this movie's too long. I don't find any of the actors believing except Gwyneth Paltrow. She brings it this one. I was surprised. I was like, oh shit. Gwyneth Paltrow, that's right. She can act. I mean, I want to give it a D, maybe even a D minus, but
Wow.
you get to see Italy. So that's cool. And Kate
it?
Blanchett's in it.
I mean, the
Although
period set pieces were fantastic, dude. Some great, iconic
It's
cinematography.
it captures the time great. Good clothes, absolutely looking sharp.
I mean, and
And,
nothing about
you know.
the glimpse into the other side of life in the 50s and 60s. I mean, just the spoiled
don't get me wrong.
uber rich.
If there's something I would take away from this, it is that notion. Kate Blanchett says it perfectly when she says that she's figured out that people who come from money and hate it can only really identify with other people who come from money and hate it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that sums up kind of half. And then you got this guy who thought being poor is so shitty. I will just smile my way through every situation. And then,
Dude,
he
he starts with, I wish I'd erase myself all the way back to when I borrowed a jacket. And this watch through, I was really engaged with that little interplay in that moment. Like, you wouldn't have noticed it on the first watch through unless you knew the character. But once second watch through, watching it and seeing that interplay on his face of, do I say something or do I just go with it? And he was like, I'm just gonna fucking go with it.
He's just,
And
how
then
is Dickie?
I really thought that they did a great job with that that arc, and building that storyline up to that final interaction between him and Peter.
Peter.
The
Peter.
The build up and like how everything gets to these points was just so interesting. It had all these different layers of climaxes. I felt, and
I felt like they were hollow. I don't know. I feel like the whole thing is not that engaging.
Yeah, you
Like
just so
Matt,
what
I'm so,
about it? Was it Matt Damon that just didn't you didn't believe in his role, his portrayal of that role?
and
You didn't
then
believe in him?
Jude Law's like an over the top dickhead. Where it's like, is he three dimensional or is he just a dickhead? I can't figure it out. And then yeah, Matt Damon not thrilling me. Unfortunately, Kate Blanchett in this movie, I'm like, she seems like a person who's always acting. Like this lady walked off set and is still acting like this character or any other character she decides. Then I thought, as an actor trying to get a specific uh, speech patina, whatever you want to call that. Yep, I just
Yeah,
threw that
no,
out there.
speech patina. I like it.
You got to talk to yourself a lot alone. I think you probably spend a lot of your alone time just saying words and phrases. Anyway, not a fan.
I
Interesting.
I liked Jude Law's character, and I felt like you really see this dude bro money thing come full circle when Philip Seymour Hoffman, sorry,
Often.
Philip Seymour Hoffman comes on stage as Freddy, and they just like, hey, douche bro, up this his house, all
Yep.
over the place now. Let's
Yep.
go swimming together.
You gotta hear this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like ultimate douchebag, that guy.
Yeah,
And
he was pitch perfect, I thought.
I
yeah,
was
and then
surprised you didn't open with a line from Freddie. He had so many good
Yeah.
ones.
yeah, he was great.
How's the
But
peeping, Tom?
I feel like
Tom,
How's-
how's the peeping?
Matt Damon's role, if it was a different, like if he played that exact same role and was playing a different character in a different movie, I would have thought the acting was bad. But the fact he made it like just slightly weird, just to where like I almost didn't believe it, but because of how weird it was and how he was supposed to be kind of weird, it made me like it more. Like, oh yeah, I do know some people who go to the bar and they talk like that.
Yeah.
I
and just think they're good at copying people and will just start making sounds. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Interesting.
I thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
I thought Matt Damon did a good job of not taking it the dark killer route. Like I would
I feel like
contrast
that's
this
what was
against
missing.
Misery, right? Like the love
Oh.
horror. And
When he's
Yeah, I
explaining
think
it,
that's one of the best villainous performances ever. As you
right, but
watch her change.
it's the most obvious connection I can make between the love, infatuation
You ever see,
side of the motivation. So like he doesn't go out and kill these people because he's just money hungry. Like he wants to be them. Like they have the
Yeah.
whole friggin' moment after he kills Jude Law's
True.
character and he's in the boat. And they're like, so his motivations aren't drawn from the money. I mean, not directly. Greed isn't what drives him, it's envy. And I feel like they did a really good job of capturing that in his performance of, every scene, man. When he's in a jazz club, he's just like super focused in on Jude Law. When they're on the train, he's got the creepy moments. He's got the, well, I'm kind of cold. Can I get in the bath? I mean, and Jude Law's character plays back into it, obviously leading him on. I don't know. I felt like it had a lot of subtlety and layers that were laid in there. Maybe not all of it was executed 100% or it'd be an A, but I really enjoyed it. I found it to be an engaging story. I thought all the characters were really well fleshed out. I mean, even the friggin' Sylvana's boyfriend, who isn't anything but a casual on-screen second.
One scener.
No, he's the guy there at the
Right?
nightclub with, singing on stage. That was Sylvana's husband or boyfriend or
Really?
whatever it was. Yeah.
Did
That was who
not
they
get
met
that.
at the club. Yeah. That was
I didn't
Carlos, I
think
think
that's
his
who they
name
were
was.
getting yelled at when they find her in the surf.
No, that was her brother, I think, was the one that was, but no, it was Carlos. I think the character's name was Carlos. Probably not.
Fausto.
Carlo or something. But yeah, no, that
Muy
was him.
guapo.
Yeah.
It was
So
Fausto.
even the support, even the B-roll characters, I felt had weight. You know, Savannah, like 2-3 scenes and then dead in the water.
See, and I don't know. I don't know.
It had some great
I have some
lines.
kind of deep disconnect from this. I remember watching it the first time and thinking, I've never got to watch that again. That's good.
The PI
And
just
then I
being
did for this show.
the PI just writing the story for this kid. Like, I know what you did, but this guy pays my checks and it's really good money. And the last thing I'm going to do is make him feel bad. So here's what we're going to do. And here's what you're going to say. And here's how much you're going to get paid.
Yeah. So, and see, I feel like that's part of the whole, like, the Italian police can't just get this fucking guy. Like, how could he possibly have gotten that head completely free? There'd be something there where you're like, this has been scrubbed like crazy, and it's a big ass bomb. Anyway, feel like they
were
make the
back.
Italian detectives into like they should be closing in, and then they throw in the new dude, and the U.S. detectives like, oh, you got to pass. Did you know this guy came to Europe because he beat some dude almost to death? This is violent behavior, and you're getting away on a technicality. Like the way they portray that, I'm like, all right, I get that he's going to get away, and he's got the ending scene. I will give you absolutely worth a full letter grade when he fucking kills what's his name,
Peter,
and then shows him. That's the best acting from Damon in the movie to me, is the look on his face when he's in that room and they got all the doors, showing you the different. That's a really great shot. The pacing of the rest of it, I don't know. I find to be too slow to really get me going. You feel like the pacing on this is on with how much shit they throw at you in the movie? Or
There's a
is
lot
it-
of movies that are paced like this that we've even done on this show. Like The Road is long and
but how long's the road?
slow.
it's 2 hours and some change.
This movie's 2
Mhm.
hours.
Yeah, this was 2 hours and 20 or 2:19.
2 hours, 20
something like
minutes.
that. Yeah.
Even The Martian, which is a phenomenal movie, is
Love The Martian.
one guy alone.
I don't feel like it really had too many down moments. I mean, maybe some character building stuff that you could have gone away with. Like probably could have got rid of Sylvana, but that played a key hook at the end. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'd leave
You
on
had
the
to
cutting
know
room
all the
floor.
story is built together well. It reminds me of, like, here's what I wanted from it. If you've seen Killing Eve, that's like a detective killer story that's interesting. I know this is just a guy who kind of happens into a murder and then by necessity another one. I honestly thought like a really good story would be an old detective tracking his final, like, eluded him his whole life, and it's Tom Ripley still going by Dickie Greenleaf. Anyway, had a great idea for a story.
That'd be fun.
I think that'd be a good detective movie, like when Tom Ripley finally get caught. That's the
Yeah.
story I want to see.
Yeah, you didn't want
I
to
don't
see
know.
the
I
you
don't
didn't
know.
want to see the origin story. You wanted to see the chase.
Yeah, I want to
Catch
see
me
like
if you
chapter
can.
3 when, yeah, chapter 3 when he's like, "Oh no, I'm going for my biggest mansion yet. Here's how I'm gonna get it." Crazy guy. Yeah. Anyway.
I really like the closing scene too, with the context that they put there. And I think
Oh,
really
yeah.
wasn't even really contextualized until he did his little monologue about the closets and the key.
Yeah.
But I mean, you realize him sitting there, he's got witnesses on board that have seen Dickie, credible sources, up to 4 or 5.
Right. Yeah.
And so
somebody who immediately discredited that the other guy was even seen.
Right. And so Peter's the only one that's there by himself. So he does what he's had to do to date.
Yeah.
But
He'll
now
have
it's
to
out
do it
there
again.
but he booked that trip under his thing, under his passport and his name.
Yeah. Yep.
So
after this,
so he did it, and he's still done. He's done. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah. He's gonna have to go to like China or I mean the deepest, darkest jungles of Africa in order to get away from somebody who's gonna run into him and be like, "Aren't you? I've seen you in the paper."
Well, if he's running in that
Yeah.
ultra rich circle, yeah, you know, like
Yeah,
friggin'
especially staying in Europe. It's like, dude, go visit another country, go to Switzerland, see
right.
something else. Yeah,
Even
he
there,
can't help it though. He's like addicted to it.
he is. He's like a
But
junkie.
Speaking of addictions,
He needs the fix off of these bratty rich
speaking
kids.
of addiction,
that's right. Ripley's Believe It or Not, longest tapeworm ever recorded, 85 feet long.
Nice.
No, really?
You can't believe shit Ben says anymore.
I know it's true, but was it in it? Could have been inside a whale or something. I don't know.
Ripley's Believe It or Not, world's largest booger, weighed 18 Curix.
When I heard,
What is
All
a
right.
Keurig?
when every time I heard him say
That's-
Tom Ripley, I just kept thinking of Tom Riddle, and I was like, "Is he Voldemort?"
Yeah, right. I've said that like twice today when referring to Tom Ripley, Tom Riddle.
One line.
Well,
that
hey,
I
let's get
really-
into the wad. 1 point. No, tell us about the 1 point.
One line that I really like in this movie. This movie's got a few lines that are great, but where he says, "Nobody thinks they're a bad guy,"
Yeah.
and I really
You justify
that's-
everything to yourself, right?
Yeah, even horrible racists or Hitler or everyone thought that they were doing what was right.
Hitler shouldn't have done
We
his dog like that,
just-
man.
Just did a show on that.
Touch the button, downfall.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he shouldn't have done his dog like that.
Not. Oh, what about the other one? Beast of No
Maybe.
Nation. Beast of No Nation.
He
Yeah.
thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Did he though? I feel like he is that the right thing? Do you feel like you're doing the right thing for yourself? Anyway, we did a whole show on that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the wad. Let's get the wad out so we can get back to the conversation about the actual movie. Written by Patty Highsmith, Patricia Highsmith, something like that. Pat. I abbreviated and I shouldn't. 1955. So I feel like she actually wrote this as a contemporary novel. This book's placed in 1958. She actually wrote this like it's modern day when it was written.
Current times.
So yeah, it really kind of makes me want to read the book. I think the book is probably pretty compelling. If the writing's any good, it's actually part of a what they call it, a Ripleya. Ripleyad.
There's actually
There's
more.
two more.
Oh,
two more.
see?
One of which John Malkovich wanted to be in this movie, wanted to make this movie, didn't make the cut, and then made his own sequel, which is based off of one of the sequel novels. So
Interesting.
three of them. And then somebody else wrote the screenplay, didn't write it down. Anthony Minghella. I think it's Minghella, but it's Minghella because we're from California. Did The English Patient before this, and other than that, did like 7 movies you don't know about. So let's get to actors. Matt Damon, Russ, too Jewish?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Hey, it's Matt Damon. Get him.
Matt Damon? All right. Yeah.
You guys done?
I did go and look up. I had to watch the animated Clerks clip of them seeing Matt Damon after talking to you guys about it and watching this. It's pretty funny. They just see him on the side of the road and throw a soda can at his face. And then he just starts
I'll have to try
crying.
that.
It's great.
That's hilarious.
He's trying to change a tire. Oh. Woo.
Matt Damon. Nice. Anything you got to say about Damon?
Is The Martian your favorite movie by him?
I mean, I'm definitely modern times, yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's a pretty epic performance. I think
What
he does
did
well.
you guys think of Elysium?
Eh,
I never watched it.
I-
Joe
I-
probably did though. Sci-fi.
yeah, sci-fi. It was all right. It wasn't the direction I expected him to go. It wasn't my flavor of sci-fi. I didn't find it very compelling.
I thought it was like a little more actiony, version of District 9. It's District 9, right?
Yeah, I could see that
Yeah?
comparison.
Yeah, really.
I love District
similar,
9, dude.
Yeah, but
segregating people, and I
Is-
actually thought it was better than the one that we did with Tom Cruise that you really liked. When there was
Fuck
all that-
you.
live, die,
What the hell are you
repeat.
talking about?
Nah, this one, live, die, repeat beats Elysium to the friggin' dirt.
Nah.
Dude,
Dude,
come
it's
on.
got Tom
Edge of
Cruise
Tomorrow
running.
is
It's got
Edge
Tom
of
Cruise
Tomorrow is one
running.
of the best movies.
Yeah, get to drink
all
beer
right.
and crush pussy.
But we got Goodwill Hunting. We got The Martian.
Is that what you do? I don't
got
recall
it.
that. The
Talented
new one he was
Mr.
on about
Ripley?
the last duel. No, he's been in some stinkers lately.
Stillwater.
I don't know.
Did you see the preview for Stillwater? He's like, "I wanna try
No,
being
but
a
I
dick."
did hear him on NPR talking about it.
Yeah.
Ripley's, believe it or not.
Jason Bourne. Come on.
Yeah,
Is
I like
he-
the
All
Bourne
right,
series.
so
I like the Bourne
It is
series.
the barn, it's
Now-
born and born again.
Generally speaking, I like Matt Damon. He's been in a lot of compelling drama things. What was it? It wasn't the Thin Blue Line, but the
And Red Line.
and I don't know if that was on the Thin Red Line. Is it it's a cop movie? He's in
he
it with
wasn't in Thin Red
Pacino.
Oh, a cop movie.
Yeah, it's about cops
Nice.
in New York. And it was a contemporary piece. It was newer. That one was really
Okay.
good. He did a good
Oh,
job.
fucking
in
The
that.
Departed.
There
The
you go. The
Departed.
Departed. Yeah, that's
What
the
the
one.
Oh,
fuck?
jeez. Your description of it was totally whack, Joe.
Hey, so we got there, didn't we? I got Ben here. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
I
well,
just keep
I
keep
didn't-
talking long enough. Ben will get me there.
I didn't think you were
Translated.
actually talking about The Departed. I thought you were talking about another movie, and it just reminded me of The Departed. So that's
No,
pretty fun.
Hey, well, we got there. The Departed is
That's
is
right.
the movie I was
That's
talking
right.
about. He was compelling in that. And
He's
honestly,
great in
you know,
that.
he's
Is the
done.
villain?
I've probably said it before, but he's done a lot for the theater world. Him and Ben Affleck and their what's their production company? Green
Project
something.
Greenlight.
Yeah,
Project
Greenlight.
Greenlight was the thing they did for a long time.
Yeah.
He was also the bad at Interstellar. He pushes Matthew McConaughey off a cliff. Yeah.
Right. I
Matt
mean-
Damon, I got your fucking number.
Imagine.
so
All right.
that's
Saving
Matt
Private
Damon.
Ryan.
What else is the A in?
Saving Private
Matt
Ryan.
Damon.
He's in all the Oceans movies.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He's big time
yeah.
buddies with all those guys. He's in the
Yeah.
elite. He did what Tom Ripley did and lied his way into the Hollywood. No, I don't know. It's good for him.
Have you guys
Who else is in the eight? Gwyneth Paltrow's in there. Like I
Wait,
said, there
just-
were at least 2 points where I was like, damn,
She's
doing
very-
good.
She's very pretty.
That also
acted the-
really well acted in this
She
movie.
acted the part well. Yeah. I
Really well, I
agree.
thought. Yeah,
She-
really great. What's your
She's always
favorite
been-
Gwynny Paul Paul? Goop in it?
I mean, when she was on Iron Man, I just
Gapping it.
she's a great Pepper Potts.
All right. Yep. She's a pepper pot. Wasn't she in Splash? No, her mom's Blythe Danner. Blythe Danner wasn't in Splash either, but Blythe Danner's a great actress.
I mean, she was
prefer
in
the
Shallow
original to the
Hal.
sequel. Huh? Shallow Hal? She was in that. All right, moving on. Jude Law.
I said, all right, we're done with Gwyneth.
Shallow Hal. I don't even want to admit how many times I've seen that movie.
Oh, well, you blew by it pretty quick. There must be some embarrassed regret there.
I don't want to talk about it. One of my favorite Jude Law is Road to Perdition.
Interesting.
What's the movie called? It's
A
him
mad,
and
mad,
Forrest-
mad, mad world.
Him and Forrest Whitaker. Repo Men. Is that what it's called?
No,
Yeah.
that's Emilio Estevez, isn't it?
No, I know which one he's talking about. Is the organs.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen part of that.
That movie is off the hook, and I love it.
That's
It's
funny. It is
such a
pretty
crazy
good.
It's
plot.
it's kind of like Very Bad Things esque, right? Where it's just a constant assault of crazy shit happening.
No, It's nothing.
No,
compared
it's
to
just
that.
a commentary on what happens when you're on, if we let corporate greed rule the future when life becomes purchasable,
Yeah.
when like you
It's
can buy life and
yeah,
they
you if your organs are failing you, you just buy a piece of machinery that does it, but it's owned by somebody else. So when you don't pay your
I see.
bills,
they
they
come get
send
it.
someone to get it back. And that is Jude Law and
I
Forrest
do
Whitaker
remember that
with
movie.
knives.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
How do you guys feel about him in Fantastic Beasts?
didn't watch it.
I mean, take it, leave it.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I fell off of Harry Potter.
All right.
Me too.
Did you guys ever see Sky Captain in the War of Tomorrow? In the World of Tomorrow?
I mean,
Yes.
unfortunately, yeah, I worked at Blockbuster. Absolutely, I
like
saw that movie.
I like
Yeah,
that movie.
You know,
Oh, really? Oh
Yeah.
God,
that movie sucks, but I also liked it. But it
what
sucks.
that acting
about?
makes this look like fucking King Lear.
I mean, but nobody's brought up Sherlock Holmes yet.
No, we don't
Oh
need
right,
to.
as Watson. Yeah, decent.
He's decent as Watson, actually.
I,
But
I and I'm sure I've seen him in something. I absolutely love him, and he seems like one of
Gattaca,
those actors.
Gattaca, he's great in.
Oh God, he was in Gattaca, wasn't he? I didn't realize Jude Law was in so many of the sci-fis that I've watched. But now that I'm thinking about it,
Have you guys seen?
He's not all those other dudes.
yeah, he's not all that other guy.
Have you guys seen?
Guy Pearce has been in a lot of movies too, but yeah, you're right.
Have you guys seen Enemy at the Gates?
Yes.
Matt Damon. Yeah, actually, that's a phenomenal movie.
Yep.
Phenomenal
Yes.
movie. So such a crazy story in the way that's told. That's a really well done piece of art right there.
Dude,
The way they cut that movie together.
the very beginning of that movie, where it's the, I think it's Enemy at the Gates, where it's the Russians trying to fend off the German invasion, but the Russians actually don't have enough guns for each person. And as they're handing them out, they're saying they're assigning 2 people to every gun. And the guy on the loudspeaker is saying, the one with the gun shoots, the one without follows him. When the one with the gun falls over and dies, the one without picks up the gun and shoots. And it's just like, holy shit, that's what Russia was telling its people on the front line.
And
Yeah.
they did it.
Yep.
And they did it, and then they would
They
shoot
took
you if
Berlin,
you
man.
tried to run away.
I really
Took
liked Jude Law in
Berlin.
AI. I forgot he was in that too, but he played the one kind of crazy free robot out in the world.
Never saw it.
All right, but what about
What?
Alfie? He was really good in Alfie.
I can't believe
that's
Ben
it.
never saw that. I guess I
Philip
could
Seymour
believe that.
Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Definitely one of my favorite roles for him is Punch Drunk Love. That's absolutely probably, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's my favorite
Do you
role for
remember
him.
how he died? Was it an OD?
Yeah,
He looks like
he
someone
one of
who
his first
secretly-
roles was in Twister, which Joe and
Yep.
I saw in the movie theaters at least 4 times over a
No,
summer.
at least, dude, love that movie.
I watched that
Got that
movie
fucking
so many
soundtrack that's
times.
popping.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, it does.
Yeah, with my mom. My mom loved that movie. She would
Nice.
always be like, wait for it, and then it'd be the scene with the cow going by, and she'd just be
Yes.
all about it.
That's
Dude,
fucking fantastic.
That movie
Yeah.
was rocking at the time. It brought a lot of shit that our age group fucking loved. And yeah, Seymour Hoffman was the "It's coming." That was his big line. Anyway,
He won,
really
didn't he
great
win-
actor,
I was-
probably one of the greatest when you look
he-
back at his body of work.
I was
didn't he
trying to
win
pull up his
Best
body of
Actor
work,
for
but
Capote?
Say what about his body?
Didn't he win Best Actor for Capote?
I think so, something like that, maybe. I relied on you guys for the googling this time.
I'm like Googling as we talk, so I don't know what to tell you. I
know-
really like the guy. He'd been in a bunch of movies I enjoyed.
I remember him winning Best Actor for Capote. I worked at Blockbuster. I don't need to look it up. But
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure.
Mission Impossible 3, by far the best Mission Impossible, and it's all because of him.
That's what I hear, and I've never watched it, but I hear that that's phenomenal.
Dude, you could just skip every other one and watch that. You don't need any before
I
or
hear
after
they've gotten
plot.
better the more they've done.
No.
I
It's
feel like
awesome.
he's a dynamic actor though. Like he can bring a lot of different people to the screen. I feel like each of his characters has a flavor that's distinctly him. And he seems to take
Yeah.
on only certain kind of roles. But I mean, I've seen that guy in some pretty dynamic roles. Like he can bring the heat.
He was
He's
pretty
always
dynamic
fun to
Agreed.
watch.
in this role
I
compared to
fe-
his
I feel like he had a
typical
great
role.
Yeah,
he
he's
did a
perfect
great
in this.
job with that half rich person, not really meaning I just mocked you laugh.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
Normally
laughing
he's
at somebody so out of
the-
place. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't fooled. The fact that Jude Law fools himself for so long. Like as soon as you know this guy can't run a yacht, can't run the rope the right direction, and he doesn't ski, like immediately on that boat ride, Jude Law is like, what am I gonna do with this guy? Am I gonna keep him around for a laugh? Or am I gonna tell him I know you're a fake piece of shit? Because he knows he didn't go to Princeton. Like doesn't remember him from Princeton.
Oh, I know.
That's a crazy moment.
And Ripley did his Tom did his work and dropped the jazz records. I mean, dude, like it blew my mind. And I'm going off back to the movie, but it blew my mind to think about it. Like, no, even pictures weren't widely in circulation at that point.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
like the concept of carrying a picture of the people that you knew, like,
right.
unless you had a
Commercial
passport.
cameras.
He was
Yeah.
able to just go withdraw thousands of dollars in some other dude's bank account. Just
Yeah.
by
Right, with a
picture.
odd
picture.
looking picture. Yeah,
with a
again,
picture.
yeah. You're saying Italians are that dumb? Give me a fucking break. One of those Italians is like, no, 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 no. No, 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 not you.
Really, though?
That's not you.
I've looked at a lot of
Yes.
IDs in my line of work, and I'm always just like, all right.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's
Dude,
probably where it was at with all of that stuff.
if you look kind of like it, what am I gonna do? But if you try and pull all the, I got a picture of my driver's license. Get out of here. We're not serving you, you dumb 19-year-old.
Well, and the funny
But,
part was
yeah.
it was just, again, I think it was commentary on the
Yeah.
times, and the culture that these ultra spoiled brats lived in. He got validation
Fucking
right
Italy,
after
bro.
he killed Jude Law's character when he showed up at the hotel and said, I'd like the key to my room.
Yep.
And without any prompting, just because he wasn't wearing his glasses and his hair was funky, that guy misidentified him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so
Maybe-
Greenleaf.
Like, oh, you're damn right I'm Dickie Greenleaf.
Maybe he's racist.
Again, I saw that same reference back to the beginning of the movie when he asked if he was from Princeton. He was like,
Right.
oh, here it is. There's
Mhm.
I'm gonna borrow this guy's jacket too.
Before we
Mhm.
gloss over them, two really good Philip Seymour Hoffman movies that are like a little bit under the radar: Moneyball and
Oh,
Charlie
yeah.
Wilson's War. Charlie Wilson's War is so
You've
good.
Yeah, both
You've
of those are
advocated
good.
for Charlie Wilson's War before. I will definitely say Moneyball is a phenomenally done sports movie with not a ton of sports in it, but
Yeah.
so smart and fun to watch. Yeah, I love Moneyball.
Super smart.
Before we gloss over them, James Rebhorn as Jude Law's dad. That guy's in a ton of movies.
Yeah.
And then Philip Baker Hall as the American detective.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of
He's
stuff.
he's in a lot of stuff. He's like a national treasure. Unfortunately, died
Just
recently.
like 2
Oh,
months
wow.
ago.
He was attacked in Madagascar by the world's largest mosquito.
Guinness Book of
It was
World
the
Records.
size of a U.S. competition volleyball.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Dude, have you guys actually seen the movie, that horror movie? It's really old. I think it's called Mosquito. And they're just giant
No.
mosquitoes that when they try to suck your blood, their nose thing is just, it's like a spear and it just kills people. It's
On the
pretty
plus
funny.
side, they wouldn't live long. No way to feed themselves. Makes you wonder how they got that big. I mean, is this even a sci-fi movie, bro? Like, where's the backstory? How do you get mosquitoes that big?
I don't. It was a really, really bad movie.
I feel like I'm watching Jurassic Park.
So
Crazy.
that guy, what's his name again? Ben Philip
Baker Hall.
Philip.
In 2005, he starred in a movie called Duck. I'm just learning about it through Google, and I have to know more. It's
Is it about an
him.
actual duck?
It's a picture of him and a duck just walking down the road together.
Huh.
Nice. I'm gonna watch that.
That sounds-
Absolutely.
An aging widower, Philip Baker Hall, and a duck that thinks of him.
Oh,
as
you
his
took me
mother
out of it.
encounter helpful, hostile characters as they search for a place and reason to live.
Wow.
Wow.
It's quirky.
Yeah.
Budget
So-
of 40 million on the talented Mr. Ripley. Box office draw of 128 when you put Matt Damon, Jude Law, and Gwyneth Paltrow in the movie. Not to forget Kate Blanchett, but she was really more of a side character.
Yeah, she
Fun
was a
fact,
supporting
I
role.
read
I'd
that-
say supporting role, not side character.
Supporting role. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
So she did. She supported. She was a good supporter.
She talked shit about Kate.
Yeah. I
Fun
no, I
fact,
wouldn't.
me and the
I like it,
Blanchy
but,
go
you know,
back.
unfortunately, I do feel like after this, I'm like, she's on all the time. I remember hearing her on a podcast, and I was like, she's acting on the podcast. Anyway,
Matt Damon.
Matt
has
Damon.
Matt Damon. His movies have grossed $3.88 billion.
Oh my God. What's his net worth?
Doesn't have to work again.
His net worth is doesn't even say.
Dude, could you imagine that kind of freaking
Oh,
branding?
170 million.
370?
170.
170. Yeah, that's right. You're not worth that much, Damon.
You can only
Man,
buy
there's some like
everything
hate.
I own
Some hate
over
going
and
on.
over and over again. What were we
Next
talking about?
in the A. How deep in the A are we? Did we blown the A
That's
out?
really we plumbed the bottom out. It's
All right.
that's really all we got for castables, and we already did the W and the D. So
You know what segment
final
I really
thoughts,
miss,
fun
Ben?
facts,
I really
soundtrack.
I really miss the
Question.
B
Trivia
character
time.
segment.
No, say what?
I really miss the
Wait,
B
no.
roll segment.
Interrupt him.
Of like the extra guys.
Yeah, who's the most recognizable extra?
Well,
That
not
was always
every
fun.
fucking movie has those, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I was just saying.
The most
Some movies
recognizable
rail
extra.
against giving jobs to unskilled actors.
Not
So much so that they are
Yeah, I'm
extra
trying to find one.
careful.
There's not even. They're all weird
Nope.
Italians.
Maybe, yeah,
Anyway.
maybe some of the
We're
Italians are like,
Italians.
yeah. No, I bet you one of those Italians is like a soap opera megastar
Yeah,
or something like
megastar.
that.
Easy, like Silvana, probably highly
But,
recognized.
well, I'm sorry I
Italian
don't
pop
have
star.
that for you.
Hey, man, just
Question for you guys. Matt
Yeah,
Damon was
I'd love a question.
28 years old when he made this movie. What were you doing when you were 28? Ben, you were working with me, weren't you?
Was I?
Weren't you hiring me as your
Yeah,
favorite
timing's
employee
right.
I was 28. Man, you're making me do math.
no, that's about right. It was somewhere in that area that you got your house.
Are you pulling out your calendar of your life?
My abacus. I grab my. That's the only way I'm going to be able to do it is with an abacus.
Wait a second.
I've got to
Ben
consult
needs
my
to
cave
think
etchings.
Ben needs to think
I don't
about
even
his
remember being
entire
28,
life.
but yeah, maybe I was working there. Was it 06? Something like that, right? When I was 28, 88, 98,
When I was 28,
2006.
the thing I remember most about being 28, that was when I started having regular panic attacks. Hey,
All right.
that's 28.
Hey, 28, big year.
I feel like
Yeah.
I've conquered that now, but it was awful.
Good for you.
That's 06. Let's see. I was divorced, sleeping on my mom's couch, trying to figure out how to raise 2 kids. No, I was going
No.
bankrupt. That's right. I was going. No, that didn't happen till '08. No, I think in '06 I was still riding the high. I think I had a sports car,
I believe
convertible
so.
sports car, multiple
Yeah, I
properties on the
believe that
East
was,
Coast. That was a
yep.
banner year. '06 was a banner year. That was a great year. I made like a ridiculous amount of money that year. It's all gone.
Stella turned 5, so I was in the Bell House for a year. So it was, not bad.
Ridiculous amount of money that year.
No, actually, wait.
Ridiculous. It was dumb.
That was way before that. So that's when I don't know, Priscilla was 5.
Yeah, no, you were over
So-
on James Street still.
That was a year after. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Great. What were you doing, Russ?
Yeah, what
This
were you
is
doing
great.
in
I
06,
love
Russ?
this.
Hey, he was having regular
Thanks,
panic
Russ.
attacks. Apparently, so was Ben.
It sounds like I need it to be because I'm crashing down soon.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yep. Yeah, thanks for that stroll down memory lane. It's funny how much is like pre 08, post 08 in memory, and then now it's pre COVID, post COVID. Definitely, these are moments.
Yeah,
I used to think it'd
welcome.
be Desert Storm, but not as big as I thought it was gonna be.
No, welcome to getting old, dude. We're at the cusp of seeing the second real estate curve in our lifetime.
You know who's not gonna get old? Dickie, Freddie, or what's his name?
Peter.
Peter.
Dick's never
We're
gonna
all
get
Peter.
old. Dick is never gonna get old.
How many
No,
more
he's
people do you think
forever
he went on
young.
to kill before getting caught?
Wait, Dickie killed Dick?
You could. She did 3 more movies or books, so I think at least 3 more clusters of people that he's got to kill and get away with.
I want to read the books now, to be honest with you. I didn't realize it was a triplicate.
Because you know what's not in the books? Matt Damon.
Well, then fuck those books. Wait, is Philip Seymour Hoffman in them at least?
Hey, I
if
read
he's
The
in 'em, I'll
Martian.
read
It's
'em.
great without Damon, but it's also good with Damon.
I mean,
You know, we weren't that funny this episode, but we did do a lot of Matt Damon jokes.
I don't know where the Matt Damon hate comes from. I like Matt Damon. I really enjoyed the
I love Matt Damon.
Jason Bourne series.
It comes from the movie where he shrunk down to go live on a fucking Cars board.
Dude,
Jesus.
it comes from Team America. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Oh, hello, roof bitch, huh? All right.
I love how he's always
Cut that-
embraced
cut
that part
that.
of it, though.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
didn't
great.
he
Yes, no,
actually
he's a great
co-star
sport.
in the episode where they threw a friggin' can at him on the side of the road? Like, wasn't that actually him?
No, that was animated, right?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was the animated one.
I've seen him reprise roles where he's being scorned.
Jimmy Kimmel
and
all the
scoffed.
time does like a rivalry with Matt Damon. Yeah,
It's
he's a good
hilarious.
sport. He was
It's
just in the
so
new
funny.
Kevin Smith, Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks 3, I think it is. Clerks
Right.
3, Clerks 4. Chasing Amy 2. When's that gonna happen? I don't know.
You know, he's taking all the criticisms all the way to the bank. That's for sure.
That's right. That's right. 52 years old. Way to go, Kevin Smith. We'll do one of your movies.
How old is Matt
So-
Damon? I don't even want to know.
Younger
So
than
that-
you by a weird feat of being worth $190 million. He's younger than all of us.
I know. Yeah, you look at him. What the hell? But Joe, you picked a B, right?
Yep.
So Ben
Was a
just
C
for
minus.
later-
I thought he said he had a
A
whole
minus.
he cited a specific whole letter grade improvement. So I believe he's at a B
Yeah.
minus now.
No, from a D minus.
Oh, see.
From me actively saying,
What
don't
a-
watch this movie.
What a jerk!
This is an indulgent 1999 Hollywood love fest that people realize is a crock of shit. But
There
people
it
like
is.
it.
Ben picked One Crazy.
It's a
Summer
well-written
and
story.
Then gave this movie a D minus. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey.
I know. Come on. I don't
No,
know what to tell you.
The hypocrisy's
Joe,
hot in that comment.
Joe, what you can understand, I just did not connect with this movie.
Hey.
Either watching.
I get it.
I did not connect with this movie.
I get it.
Our average
all.
rating is a C+.
Oh, thank God.